Hey Colton, what's cooking today?
Fried ramen. Today guys, I'm going to teach you how to fry ramen. The first step is to wash your hands. Get some soap, turn the water on warm, and then rinse one hand, and then just between your fingers, thumbs, top of your hands, and then rinse them. Use your elbow, and then elbow to get the paper towel. And then throw it away. I'm going over the materials and ingredients for fried ramen. 1. A pan, a microwave safe bowl, some tongs, olive oil, turmeric, paprika, garlic, Italian seasoning, pepper, noodles, and that's it. We're going to preheat the stove to between 3 and 4. 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Then just pour it into the pan. And you want to let that shimmer so it looks more shiny. Next step, we're going to put the noodles in a microwave safe bowl with water. First step is take the lid off. Second step, open package. Pour whatever in the package into the bowl. And you can either crush these, which some people like to, or what I like to do is split it, lay it in the bowl, then put water in it. And you want to fill it just to the top of the noodles until you see them floating. Then what you want to do is put the lid on, or even a paper plate. Put in the microwave for 2 to 3 minutes. I do 2 minutes. And you let that cook until it's warm and soft, or you can just heat it up until it's fully hot. Now that we've microwaved it, we're going to check again to see if they're soft. You take it out of the microwave, poke it with a fork, and it's soft like this, they're done. Now we want to take it to the sink and pour the hot water out. I'm going to do this slowly because you don't want to spill it. And then you pour the water down the drains and watch for splatters. And you want to make sure it's all out, but leave a little to keep them moist. And then we head over to the stove. And on this, you want to use the tongs to grab them, but point like this and gently lay them down. You hear them sizzle, but you want to just gently pour them in and pour away from yourself. You don't want to do this because then it'll splatter on you and it'll burn. Now, you're going to want to add the seasoning packet that comes with the noodles. And then you just rip it open. You pour it like this, sprinkle it over, and then get any extra. And you take your tongs again, and then you don't open them yet. You just kind of spin it around and mix it in. Then after it's mixed thoroughly, sometimes you may get some on the stove, you want to mix the other spices. I add turmeric, just a little hint of it, because it comes out fast. I dab it, I tap it. That's it on the turmeric. Then I add the paprika. I sprinkle it on. I like a lot of this, but some people may want a little. I add some garlic. This comes out super fast, so you want to be careful. Some Italian seasoning. Then I just do this, sprinkle the seasoning, and then some black pepper. But you don't want to put too much of this because it gets spicy. But I like mine spicy. And then you grab your tongs again, and then you pinch them and flip everything. And then you if you want, you can turn the heat up to a 4, so it gets more hot. And then, so that way they get a bit brown, and let it sit for half a minute. And then when you start to see them turn a little goldish brown, you flip them over again. And now you flip them one more time and let it sit for another half a minute. And then after this, you take your bowl you cooked the noodles in, you turn heat off of the stove, and then you grab them like this, and then you just gently pour away from yourself. You scrape them off the pan and into the bowl. And our fried ramen is ready to eat. So now that our fried ramen is done and cooked, I'm going to wash my dish I cooked the noodles in and put away my seasonings. To put away the seasonings, you grab all of them like this. In this case, I have a basket that's kind of heavy, so what I do is I put them in the basket neatly, if possible, and then I push the basket back in, close the door, and then if we have any food on the stove, you grab a paper towel and you carefully grab the food off of the stove, because it's still a hot stove, and if it's too close to the burner, you grab it like this and then push it away from the burner, and then you just pinch all the food, and if there's a stain, you just wipe it and throw it away. And then if you have seasoning packets, you grab them off the counter, throw them away. Then you bring the pan and you make sure it's not hot. If it's lukewarm, it's okay, but still check it. You grab all the materials to cook it, and then you put soap on it, just a little. Then you get it wet, pour a little bit out. You grab a sponge, you scrub really hard, and then you run the water again, and then you want to run warm water, and then you also get the sides like this, as well as the bottom, and all over the bottom. Then you rinse this sponge, turn water off, and then let dry in a dish holder. And then for the tongs, same thing. Warm water, rinse it for a couple seconds, get the sponge, add a little bit of soap, just a drop in this case. Then you open it up, rinse the sponge, and then you kind of just wiggle it, and then you get all of it, and both sides too. And then when it's all clean and ready, you rinse the sponge again, rinse the tongs with hot water, and then you let those dry as well on the dish rack. And then that is how you wash your dish.